You want this away.
Yeah, tuck that thing in.
And
Just put it in. You have shirt pockets.
oh, correct.
Like that one is designed for your phone. I feel like.
This one's always full of drugs and guns.
Goods. Yeah. And
Guns
just
and
clip
drugs.
on your shirt.
Guns. Huh?
And then just clip on your shirt.
Yeah. Made in Australia.
Just no, it has a clip.
I know it has a clip. I'm just tightening this up so it's sturdy.
Oh.
Because I don't want it to sag and have my boobs hanging out. Should I start Ozempic? Or just the gym would work?
Probably the gym and like eating right.
We already eat pretty damn good. The grocery bill says so.
Honestly.
Fucking salmon, dude. What? So you started buying groceries and stuff, and you're like, how?
Yeah. Well, so every time I go to school, it's like $40 for the gas there and back, right?
Right.
And then I get there, and I just buy groceries for the week. So it's like $50 for groceries for the week, and that's if I'm like buying like 2 pounds of chicken, like making 4 meals out of that 2 pounds, and just like eating rice with it.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you go out to eat, and it's like,
I
Tip?
don't go to. Well, so in San Marcos, this place is this Japanese place called Don's.
Mhm.
But it's just like the local spot.
yeah.
But they have like a pound of like waffle fries with like their like special. It's like a spicy mayo and like sriracha or something, or like soy sauce.
It sounds pretty good.
But yeah, it's $5 for
What?
a pound of fries.
A pound of potatoes for $5
Yeah.
plus the ingredients. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so like my friends and I, like the other day, earlier this week, I didn't want to make dinner.
Right.
And so we got 2 pounds of fries, and it was like, you know, like $10,
Yeah.
$10.80 between like 3 people. It's like
Yeah.
$3.60 for just probably like 3/4 pounds of fries.
I hope I didn't get metal in my eye earlier. There's so many metal shavings, and I've already had to go to the eye doctor.
Happens.
She said don't blink, and she's putting tweezers in my eyeball. I was like, all right, I'll try.
That's why I don't want to show with people like contacts. They're just like,
Yeah. Maddie does that. I was like, I'll never be able to do it for you. Like, you want me to touch your eyeball?
yeah.
No thanks.
Does he have? Doesn't look like it. Just got the fresh cut, no shirt, riding the Ranger around.
That wasn't a Hanes white tee.
I was looking to tell. He was over there getting his hair cut.
Oh, nice. Definitely shirtless then. He was shirtless last time he was getting his haircut.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean it's pretty cheap. Like Ella and I will go. We'll get like they have like their Don's chicken, which is like it's like fried chicken on like a bed of rice with like eggs and like veggies for like $8.50.
Really?
And so we can get that and split it, but like the fries are good.
Don't go blowing this spot up. I mean,
No, this spot's plenty known. It has like a perfect 5-star review on
Really?
Google reviews.
Damn.
Yeah. But like the Instagram account like will post people's negative comments. And so they like basically every like one it's either 5-star or 1-star if I'm like tripping out.
Yeah.
And they'll go and like respond and it'll be like and like there's like literally 4 dudes that work there all the time.
Yeah.
There's a dude at the counter, dude that serves you the food, and the 2 guys in the kitchen. So like they know you by name when you go there. And this place is like 20 feet from my apartment. I walk out of my apartment, it's across.
It's downstairs.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty
crazy.
much.
And you don't even have to go downstairs.
Yeah.
So it's just out the door. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like the same like 4 people. And like one time we went in, we asked, we were like, oh, like who writes the reviews? And there's this one man's like, oh, he does it. And he's telling us about this one like tweaker that came in, like a regular like online ordered, left like a 1-star review that was like messed up our order and bathrooms were gross.
Did they know what the order was?
Yeah, no.
Like,
but,
did they know what they ordered?
Well, that's the thing. So they left that review, and then on Google reviews they respond with like, oh, we're sorry for breaking your heart, Linda. We hope that your next experience is better.
Really?
And then like they just like passive aggressive mock them
Right, yeah.
whenever they go in. But like the person that wrote the review, we went in there and she's like, oh yeah, that's like one of my regulars. Like she's always like tweaking. And she was like, yeah, she didn't want like eggs or something in her food, and so it's like, yeah, we didn't put them in there,
Right.
and like that's what she wrote about in her review. They're like, they forgot my eggs. And
It's like,
yeah,
where's the pickle? Like, where's the pickles from SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got eggs under her
the
tongue.
sauce. Where's the cheese?
Where's the
It's under the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. I
But,
fucking hate that video, dude. I'm so angry for the guy, and then he gets more and more aggressive. Yeah,
but,
I'm Italian, and this is bothering me. Shut up, dude. It's made in Chicago.
Having fun over there.
I guess so.
But yeah, I think he just got done mowing, so my granddad went over there.
Shirtless?
Yeah. So maybe. Yeah.
With a fresh cut?
He just got done.
New fade?
Yeah.
Pulling up in the buggy?
Wild.
Yeah.
The white chest hair. They just have themselves a good time.
Yeah.
Um.
We have one bad review on our, or actually, not we, but the boys that are in Brian
Yeah.
at that shop. There's like 2 bad reviews, and one of them is a lady that's like, if you want to spend big money, they do custom like full paint and like everything
At the
from
shop.
chassis up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dakota does the interior work, fab work, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, if you want to spend your money, go to a dealership, and I was like, that's not what a dealership does.
Yeah.
And she was like, if you want to spend big, it's hilarious. And then you go to her account, the only other thing that she's reviewed is a kebab place. That's 5 stars, I'll tell you that. But it's just like, what are you doing? You don't go to a dealership for
Body work.
paint and body, engine work. I'm talking like full client built with like intimate. The client wants everything done exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like, dude.
Yeah.
But people leave reviews like that because they think they're entitled to say something, and it's never correct. It's like, you're wrong, actually.
Yeah, I love the ones where like the actual like owner response, and it's always like, "Oh, we're sorry," and then some of them will like just tell it how it is and be like,
Yeah.
"No, you came in."
The
and
one
you
who
asked
owns
for
the
this."
property that the
Yeah,
business
yeah.
is on. They're like, if it's their business, like my boss is saying, like he owns the place. It's
Yeah.
like franchise, whatever. He owns the place, but he's like, he gets to deal with customers how he would deal with customers. There's no like HR working over your shoulder, being
Mhm.
like, I know this lady's yelling at you, and
Yeah, you're not working at like a Ford dealership
Yeah.
with the sales rep. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't imagine living the facade of like not being able to deal with someone that's being genuinely insane.
Being
And you just have to
submissive
be
and
like,
readable to it. Yeah.
yeah, like service with a smile. No, you should be able to tell someone off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember we had one lady that came in with like early 2000s Mustang and like smoked in it. It was a manual. It was, well, the first time it came in,
That's American as hell.
yeah, first
My
time,
Mustang was smoked in, but it's an automatic. Sad.
unfortunate. This was like this was a V6 though, cheapest possible one. But first time she came in, like I saw it and I was like, this car needs like $5,000 of like repairs. And then I was like, oh yeah, Ray, what are we doing? He's like, oh, we're putting horns on it. And I was like, no, it wasn't even the horns. What it was is we were putting on the fender cowling,
Right.
because without them, water kept on getting in the horns, like driving on the road and
Right,
ruining the
yeah.
horns. And he was like, yeah, she can't pass inspection
Because the horn's
because the
watery?
horn doesn't work. Yeah. And yeah, so she bought like $150 like cowlings to stop the issue. So
Right.
he's like, paycheck, put them in. And the second time it came in, no surprise, overheating.
Yes, because the $5,000 that was ignored to pass state inspection.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Like, the thing about state inspection is like, yeah, you have to have blinkers, horn, and all that for safety, right? You and the others.
Mhm.
What about if your engine blows up and you cause a pileup? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, there's people that are like leaking coolant, they're leaking oil. The oil's leaking at the pan, the valve covers, and the
Yeah.
rear main,
They're
and they're
just
like,
driving
put the
without
oil
oil.
in it.
Yeah.
I had a guy with a timing cover that was like exposed, that Volvo that I was talking about. I think I sent you a video of it,
That's
where it's
crazy.
like you're under it, there's oil all over the place, and you're like, oh, there's the timing chain, and he's just like, put oil in it, please, I gotta go. It's like, how far? I had a lady come in, and we were like genuinely like scared because she just bought the car from an auction, and she was like, what does it need? And we were like, this is very bad. Like
she bought
steering.
it from an auction house?
Yes. From an auction. Like, I don't know. She didn't seem to know anything about car. I didn't know people could go to the auction not knowing anything.
Yeah, that's crazy to go to an auction.
Like a bring a trailer auction, and you're
You're
like,
We
not a
gamble
thing
on
about
it.
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, if you open the hood, the engine cover, the air box and everything is shiny black.
Yeah.
Shiny black. And then you look a little bit lower where the actual aluminum is on the generator, and it's just
Black.
so bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, she didn't even look into the engine bay. And we told her she needed like hubs and control arms. This is very bad. Driving it, my coworker almost didn't make it back. He was like, I almost died twice, like on the test drive, just around the block. And she was like, could I make it to Fort Worth? We were like, no, lady. She left. I think she said she went to a dealership. And I was like, you realize we're the ones that you go to because the dealership is going to charge you that much.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah, this is going to be $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't help people that won't help themselves, even if you try.
Yeah, but that Mustang, the second time it came in, just overheating. So I was like in it while my boss was like trying to diagnose it. And my favorite part about it, so she got it from like her boyfriend's car that he got from like his ex or something, but like the new shift knob, this like big red like shiny shift knob, all the pedals had been replaced with like, it was like red with like chrome, like just like all the random shit.
Yes.
That's like the AutoZone upgrades.
Yes.
Like the floor mats were these like skull and crossbones.
Ugh. Stickers anywhere?
No, I don't think stickers. Cosmetically, it looked like I just drove through barbed wire. So.
Yeah. I don't think the AutoZone Special looks good. like if you get in and you're like, it says the name brand of the car, but like that's not from the dealership. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've seen plenty of that. And it's like, have you seen the fuzzy steering wheel covers?
Yeah, have you seen the bedazzled ones?
Yes, I know the bedazzled. The fuzzy ones get hot, dude. It's like petting a dog in the middle of the summer. And you're just like driving with...
Well, the steering wheel's as hot as it is. Like, if it's leather. Like
Yeah.
that top part? Yeah.
But then add like hair to it. It's ridiculous. And then...
Yeah, so it like holds the heat.
Yes.
It doesn't go
yes,
away.
It's
just hot.
insulating the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And then it's like your hands can only be so clean in the shop, and then you're just wiping it on a rag that is now the steering wheel. So it's like, I'm trying here, lady. But yeah, it's...
Yeah. The bedazzled ones, though, it's just like...
Have you seen the bedazzled dash? I had a lady with a Chevy Cruze that did that, and it was like pink, or it was blue, whatever. It was everywhere. It was not just the radio, but like the center console, like the whole cup holders.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she has so many mechanical problems with the car. That's usually how it goes.
Bedazzled gun works, though. Just goes... Had like... You just have to go in there and just take those and just stick them on?
I think. I don't know if it's hot glue gun and Orbeez
Just like...
strips. That would make sense that you heat up.
Yeah. And you just line them up.
I would be so ashamed checking that person out. Like, I know you're going to do this.
You see their car pull up, like you're on AutoZone, you're like...
Yeah. How has your interaction been with the parts specialist?
Like when you go somewhere to
Have you
get
been to the
parts.
AutoZone down here?
The AutoZone in Tomball?
Yeah, with Bubbles.
Is that the Shane Gillis one?
He looks just like him if you put glasses on him.
Yeah. No, we always used O'Reilly.
Yeah, me too. That's
Yeah.
what. But like one time I tried AutoZone. I brought them a valve cover for a Kia, of course, plastic valve cover. The rubber had turned to plastic. You know they use plastic valve covers, right?
I did not.
They use plastic valve covers and plastic oil pans. And then they're like, why is it leaking?
What?
Uh-huh. I think the whole point is for you to come back to the dealership.
Well,
That's
yeah.
like genuinely my concern. Is
Kias
that
aren't
they want
exactly
that.
designed to,
For
make
the
it.
people?
Yeah.
Shocker.
They're designed, yeah.
But anyways, I went there and I was like, y'all gave me the wrong valve cover and the wrong tube seals. Didn't fit. It took 3 of those bozos trying to make it. They're like, I guess he's right. And then the other one walks up and he's like, it is right. And then I showed them the tube seals, which are a completely different type of rubber.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, I guess so. And then in the middle of me stressing, it's really late. And then, of course, I live 45 minutes away. They're like, they start flipping knives on each other. And then, like, one of them, like, does it. And then the other one's like, oh, yeah? And then he's like, this one has a glass breaker. And I'm like, what the
They're
fuck
just, like,
is
pulling
happening?
out, like, their pocket
Yes.
knives.
And they're, like, showing them to each other. And I'm like, what? This
You're
is
just standing there just like...
the weirdest dick measuring competition I've ever seen.
My knife has a glass. The knife is a glass breaker.
Is that one spring assisted? It's like they sound like us in the woods whenever we were in 8th grade.
But they're like the
But it was
Autozone
never that.
specials.
Yes, they're like American flag.
Yeah.
Yes, we were driving out of the parking lot and we were on the road, like coming from O'Reilly's back to the kid's house, and Bubbles just sprints across. Like, yo.
It's just the like on foot.
Yes, just like across that 5-lane with that.
Yeah, like to the Panda or
Yes,
whatever.
in the dark, pitch black. We were like, like to the Kroger parking lot.
Nice.
Yeah, her headlights aren't that great on the Blazer, so
Jump scare.
yeah. Oh, God.
But yeah, no, we'd always go to O'Reilly's,
Same.
and we'd like always enter through the back door, and like being back, it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
I went to
we're
the bathroom
cool.
once, and it was like, so this is where all the parts are at. Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
No, because my boss, he's been using them like 10 years or something probably.
Yeah.
Um,
Just walk up in there.
yeah, so he literally just like opens the other door.
Yeah.
Just walks in there, is talking to like the parts manager or whatever. Yeah. And then the bitching out always goes down the chain.
Yeah.
It's like, no, bro, you sent us like the wrong CV axles. He's like,
Have you ever had them like talking to the other guy that's below them, like in front of you?
no,
I've
this guy
had
was
that.
pretty good.
I've had that plenty of times where he's like, this young guy is trying to help me, and then I know the senior guy because like the senior guy's been to my shop before and like we talk and all that, and I'm like with the young guy, and then the young guy's asking the senior guy questions, and then he's like, no, dude, and he has to come over, and it's like they're like bitching at each other, like actually going at him, like
Yeah.
I just want my part, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't ever like physically ask for parts anymore. I just order online.
Yeah.
Like make sure it's the right thing.
I call ahead and I'm like, put it in your hand. Sometimes they don't even get that. Like, do you have it in the store? And they're like, it says we have it. And I'm like, go to the shelf where it's at and
Yeah.
put it in your hand.
What's worse is when like you see it online, and it doesn't even say like 2 remaining or something. It just says, like in stock, and they're like,
Yes.
yeah, we don't have it. And then I go find it. I'm like,
Yes.
you didn't even. I mean, they get paid $12 an hour, so.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
Do you follow any mechanics online? Like Humble Mechanic or Rosterman Builds or anything like that?
No, I did follow one recently. I think it's Dave. His channel, followed him on Instagram. One sec. But it's Dave's Auto Center. But he's got like a super clean shop, and he's really good. He does like
Yes, I know this guy.
Yeah. a lot of engine rebuild stuff. He's really good at breaking it down and just like good with his guys and everything.
I've seen him before. I'm sending himself to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm second on there. Actually, I'm first on there after reply to the guy. That's cool. Yeah, he's very
Congrats.
informative. I love listening to all the old heads that are like, they understand how a camera works, but they also more understand how the car works, and they can explain
They
it
can do both.
so well.
Yeah.
So well.
That's always nice.
Rastaman is a Jamaican guy, fairly certain he lives here in America somewhere, but he said he knew several good part specialists, but all of them are dead. I was like, that's the realest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get ASE part specialists, but that's just on the books. That has nothing to do with, because like my service writer at my shop knows, like for every oil change we get, he tells me the filter before it's on the paper.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like if it's if it's a 5100 for easy numbers,
Mm-hmm.
like a Chevy Cruze will come, whatever, any car comes in, he'll tell you the oil and filter it needs before it's on the ticket in our system that tells you what it needs.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Filters before it's in the paper. He just
Oh,
knows like all
yeah,
the cars.
he knows everything, and he's one of those techie guys that
Yeah.
like, he's building a computer for, and he has a computer for his wife so they can play video games together. He was like one of those guys. I told him, I was like, if you find yourself, like if we both find ourselves differently somewhere in life, and like you want to pursue like maybe not working in this anymore,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if I make it, like he's so smart, dude.
Yeah.
He's like tell you everything about computers. He knows how to work he just gets it, and that's one of those people that you need.
Yeah.
It's like the Kyle Kinane joke. I was talking to Uncle Rusty about that too, like about people being on the spectrum. He's not. I don't think this guy's on the spectrum, but people who are good with computers. It's like,
You're just like any smart person.
yes, who else is gonna beat chess or beat the computer at chess? Like we need those guys.
Are you saying like all like chess grandmasters are like have a level of?
Absolutely.
That's fair.
You don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you've watched The Queen's Gambit, yes, they do.
not.
I don't think anyone. She was on Downers though. Whenever she was, have you seen The Queen's Gambit?
No.
It's about this lady in I think like the 60s or whatever. Maybe it's older than that. She's just really good at chess, but it also goes through her being like an orphan, and in the orphanage they give her
Yeah.
pills to like put her to sleep.
I watched
and-
like the pilot.
Yeah, and then she just like saves them up and takes a lot of them at once, and then she starts hallucinating chess games in her mind. Just, I'd say she's on the spectrum.
Well, I mean, like the really good players, like, you know who Gotham Chess is? Have you ever tried like get into chess? Well, he's like the biggest chess YouTuber. But you know who Ludwig is?
You might be on the spectrum. Ludwig?
You know who Ludwig is? The YouTuber, the streamer.
Maybe. Yes, I've heard Ludwig before.
Anyways, he has like this thing where he's like, it's like bros versus pros. So him and two of his other friends who are streamers, the three of them compete against like one pro.
Okay.
And so what they were doing is they were playing, they had 3 chess games open.
Okay,
They were
yes.
all playing him while he was blindfolded. And his girlfriend was reading off the moves, and he beat all of them.
Yeah,
Like completely blindfolded, keeping track with 3 games.
Yeah. I didn't. Whenever people started talking about like in the Harry Potter, where they were like said, like Queen to Knight for whatever, I was like, oh shit, there's numbers to this too, not just memorizing the moves. There's people that know
Yeah.
the, it's like Battleship where it's like that, but they
Yeah.
know it so well that they understand where everyone's at. Even there's people like in the Queen's Gambit later, they go like they're just playing speed matches in their head together, like you and I talking here.
There's like G4, C4, yeah.
Yes, and they can keep track of where. That's insane. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's very good.
Very good.
Evolutionary, probably.
Yeah.
There's
but
the debate on like if the whole being on the spectrum thing is an evolutionary thing or if it's like a man thing. I mean, regardless, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like Ella and I watched. Have you seen The Accountant?
No, but it's where he's like tactical, right? Not like an actual. He's like does like gunfights and shit.
The Accountant. It's about an autistic guy who has like a crazy upbringing, but he's an accountant, right?
Is that Ben Affleck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've
It's
seen
very
it.
good. Yeah, but we watched it, and it's like socially he can't function,
Right.
but he's doing like the underground accounting for like cartel and stuff.
Oh.
And
Dude,
so
there's always got to be a numbers guy, right? For,
yeah,
like,
that's
the
what he's
cartel and-
saying. That's
yeah.
like one of the bureaus or something is like trying to break down on him, and they're like, well, we have this guy, but he's like, you have to have a numbers guy you can trust,
Yeah.
but like you can't just go and hire a public accountant.
Yeah.
So like you hire this guy.
Yeah.
But he's autistic, but he's also a badass
Yeah.
because
I mean, I think a lot of the dudes in World War II were autistic as hell. They just didn't know it. That's where it comes into the whole it could possibly be evolutionary, not man-made, because they didn't have the type of extreme vaccines that we do now. Because that's where people think, the whole argument of like, oh, well, he has autism because
they cause it.
it's actually it's Diet Coke, but sure, it's the acrylamide or whatever it's called in the Diet Coke. But yeah, it could possibly be just us, like the Industrial Revolution and like the bandwidth of the human brain needing to expand to just take in all the information. You know so many things about so many different mechanical parts.
You think about like a Victorian peasant, they're just like field. They don't know like they're
Yes.
like when you
Field-
look at their mind as like a image, it's like this little circle, and then you look at like our mind, like even without the internet, like I know all of Houston, all of like everything.
Yeah.
And you just like you process all of
Dude,
it.
due to the fact that we have Google Maps, I understand where I'm at geographically so much better than I think anyone could have.
Yeah.
Like I can see where we're at, and we're a little blue dot, and it's just
Mhm.
a town, and then you can see Houston,
Yeah.
and then you can see it. And I imagine just reading a paper map. Like the glove box was where your driving gloves went, and then there's like, you
Yeah,
know,
to
the
whip out
original
the map.
names for parts of the cars. Like there's like those lights, the dome lights are actually called like map lights, because you're supposed
See
to
the
be.
map.
And they're
Yeah.
really shit lights if you think about it. It's like there's no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I would like to be more proficient at understanding north, south, east, and west, but I don't think I could without Google Maps, having seen that previously.
I have a constant compass in my head. You know which way it's north right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the map. Like, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about
right.
where we're at. It's,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's that
just that way. Because if you think about where the road's at, then you think about where, like, 45... You think about, like, our road systems, and you can understand.
Sunsets in the west.
Yeah.
It's not always accurate. It kind of moves. But, like,
Yeah.
this house is directly due north.
I'm not going to say it.
What?
Sun, moon, stars. Okay. But yeah, no, we used to have a better understanding of the compass, but I think during the 90s and shit, that was like where it was at its lowest, because there were people that were like, no, I have no idea where north is unless they were trained to use a compass. But now that we have the ball, like the whole thing with satellite imagery, we can know where we're going pretty easily.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans mapping the city is crazy too. Like people that actually live in the hustle and bustle and they understand where everything's at.
Yeah, well, it's like Houston, like, because Ella lives there. She can just get home, like, 10 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just know. They just know where to go. But, like, people who are in, like, the Village in New York, some of those people, their whole life is just a couple blocks. Because it's like, why would I...
Go to work, go to your apartment.
Everything is right there. They talk about 15-minute cities, but that's already a thing. It's just everyone lives their individual 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
You still stink.
Which, Kayla, or?
No, the stinky dog. My dog.
Yeah,
Barbie.
they both got sprayed. Kayla.
Both did?
Yeah, she probably stinks
Rex got
less.
sprayed a couple times at the old house. Do you know Wayne, dude? Oh, man.
Yeah.
He got sprayed, and I just remember seeing him bolt somewhere, and then my dad cussing. I was like, yeah, it happened again.
Hi, Kayla. You're going to knock something over.
I miss bathing Rex in ketchup.
With ketchup?
Yeah. The vinegar in it helps kill it as well.
Hmm.
Like tomatoes, yes, but the vinegar helps thin that out. I don't know. I could be full of shit. It still stunk for a while.
I feel like it's just like a different smell.
Is that going to get us demonetized?
Dog gnawing?
To get monetized, you got to act monetized, right? You kind of look like Billy Strings.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Billy Strings is?
No.
He was just on Theo's podcast. I say that like I know the guy.
Yeah.
Your phone's not hooked up to this. Billy Strings is an excellent guitar player. Excellent. He's very good. It's pungent over here.
Billy Strings.
Yep.
No, I don't listen to much bluegrass, so...
Green Ski Bluegrass is very good. I misspoke.
No.
Green Ski Bluegrass.
Yeah.
English is hard. It's my first language. Give me a break.
English is just the worst.
Huh?
It's the worst.
English?
Learning?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you're, like, in America and you have to learn English to have, like, not even to be better, like, writing or, like, forming, like, paragraphs, like, sentences to, like, get your words out, but even just, like, understanding how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Like, Spanish or, like, other languages, it's pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
But English is like, no, the E is before the I, but not in this word, but they mean the same thing.
Well, the trickiest thing from, I think, like, 5th grade on was whenever you would think that you had a pretty good grasp of this whole literature, like reading, writing, arithmetic, and then somebody sends you, like, or you see like, it's I before E except after, and then it's like a paragraph of every single word in the English dictionary, and it actually flows, too, which doesn't, it's like, oh, okay, but then it's every single one of those is E before I.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, I'll remember all that.
Yeah. It's like more than.
Yeah. I want to say, like, languages like Spanish, like Spain Spanish, hasn't changed as much as English has. Like, if you go all the way back to, like, the 1540s version of the Bible and, like, that version of English, there's so many, like, Shakespeare was a bit different as well. Like,
Are you talking about, like, how they talk?
yes,
Like,
and now how we talk. Like,
English, like, it's every, like, probably 6 months there's new words and stuff.
That's what make
like,
Monty Python movies so funny, because they're like the Life of Brian, where they're like supposed to be in Israel, or they're supposed to be in like the Holy Land or whatever, and they're talking like a bunch of Brits.
Yeah.
Or I guess they're Australian. Same thing,
Yeah.
drunk Australian or drunk British or Australian. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing.
But yeah, I wonder if it's like. I just wonder if like the proper Spanish language, like.
Well,
the
in Mexico, they don't speak
words.
Spanish. They like the language that we
Yeah, yeah,
learn is
yeah.
not like some of the kids that we went to school with were like, I'm failing Spanish because this is not the shit that I know. Yeah.
Like Mexicans or like Spanish kids?
Like not the like Spaniard kids that came over for soccer, football. The ones that came from like Mexico City, and learned like they learned the Mexico City like the proper like good Spanish, and then like there's some that spoke like Spanglish, like straight up like border Spanish, which I know more of. We know more of that being in Houston than we do the whole Spain conjugation and all that crap. Like talking to people who actually speak Spanish, they're like, it's not like troca or like caro is car, but like there's different shit.
Well,
so you still sound like an ignorant white fuck whenever you're talking in Spanish to people.
Well, it's like Ella, her old doubles partner, Lucia, just one of her good friends, is like from Spain. Like her family's from Spain.
Right.
She goes there like every summer, so she's like Spanish.
Yeah.
But like the rest of the team is like Mexican Spanish.
Yeah.
It's it's Houston. So like they always like bully her, like when she's talking, because it's like it's not proper or whatever.
Right.
And that's just like, I feel like that's like all the Spanish, and like Mexicans.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the only polarizing thing about their language. Like, I mean, there's also like you have Brazilian, like Portuguese and like all the other semi like Latin languages that are like different.
Yeah.
But they're pretty close, you know? We only have the difference in accents. And like in English, I mean, we also have like the UK and Australia, New Zealand, all the other English-speaking places.
Yeah.
What are those?
House swallow,
swallows, whatever. Yeah.
But yeah.
So you've seen a little bit of Are You Garbage, right? You know how like they ask the questions?
No, I watched like 30 minutes of it, and when I drive, it's just like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just noise.
So they always like their Patreon ones are always like, are you garbage if? And it's like somebody asking. So like I've been asking myself questions like that about my daily life. Are you garbage if you take pictures of not tying books in the store instead of buying them? Is that illegal?
What?
Like if it's a little pamphlet about different types of knots?
Oh, like an actual like knot tying book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not like refusing to tie. I don't know. Is it illegal?
To take pictures of the books?
Yeah. Like if it's a little pamphlet and there's not too much to it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I feel like if it's for personal use, probably not.
I'm not selling it. There's pictures of my fat fingers in the background.
If you like copied and pasted and put it somewhere and sold it for profit.
I'm not making PDFs over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they have like birds ones too, and like I want
to
to read up on more of that.
just buy the book though.
No, it's $7. I'm buying groceries. I'm not getting fucked on a little book.
Yeah. The gas to get to the bookstore was that much though. Like you just Amazon.
We're at HEB. It's the whole thing.
It's like a little like 3 fold-out pamphlets.
Oh, the like the
Yeah,
laminated ones.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have a snake, a bird, knots.
Yeah. I almost touched a spider the other day that could have fucked me up. Like I need to know.
Yeah, bro. There've been a lot of black widows recently.
Really?
Have you seen any?
Not around where we're at. We get just the biggest mosquito. We're by the San Jacinto, so it's, dude, I was doing those valve covers, and I swear to God, like a mosquito hawk landed on my hand, but it was not a mosquito. It was like.
The mosquito hawk? Or mosquito?
No, it was a mosquito, but
Yeah.
it was like it had the mosquito dimensions, but in the size of.
A mosquito.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like the
just
size of a quarter.
huge.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no, who's making these? Like, I know A&M made love bugs. Like,
What, bro, did love bugs just die off? What
I don't
happened
know.
to
I think A&M put some of that oil money into getting rid of the love
the love
bugs.
bugs?
Because they fucked up doing that. You remember, that wasn't a thing, like, whenever we were really little. But then,
Yeah,
like,
and,
for a little
few
bit, it
years,
was like, yo.
There's just like, bro, there's 16 love bugs on me right
My
now.
white truck,
Your cars? Yeah, it'd just be black. I remember that, yeah.
horrible. Yeah, I remember, I mean, we weren't, like, they weren't around whenever we were, like, itty-bitty babies. But, like, once we were starting to be kids, it was like, what are love? And then your
Yeah.
parents were just like, I don't know either. There's like,
came-
imagine our parents being in their 30s, like, what, new bugs?
New bug just dropped?
Yeah, I mean, we get that too, but that's just us not knowing, you know, those have been discovered and given a Latin name for like a long time.
Yeah. Well, no, the love bugs are crazy. That's kind of cool. They did like kill them off though.
Yeah, I mean, they did that with mosquitoes in all the
It's-
inner cities.
It's kind of like breathing through your nose, like when you can, like
Mhm.
you don't realize it when you can't. like sucks and it's the only thing you
Yeah.
wish.
It's like if you pull your muscle or anything like that, you realize like, damn, I used that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh damn, it's kind of nice not having love bugs.
Yeah.
You know what A&M does need to do? The June bugs.
Yeah.
You get June bugs.
Do you remember? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Do you remember throwing June bugs at the kids that didn't like June bugs? Like, do
Yeah.
you remember the pavilion with the
Yes.
lights? They would have the
Yeah.
lights on at like 6 in the morning, and then you'd go out to play, and it was just a mush fest on the pavilion floor.
There's so
You
many
go in to play
spots.
basketball, and you pick it up.
crushed,
It's
just-
just crushed ass June bugs all over it. Horrible. And they would. It was like that was it. It was either that or go sit on that big ass rock.
Oh, the one like yeah.
Yeah. How did they get that there? Because that
Well,
wasn't there for.
There's two of
ever.
them, wasn't there?
I think there was 2 of them.
Yeah, there's a like bigger.
Bigger one in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, why were those there? They just.
I thought they were cool.
I mean, yeah, I've got like
Did you ever get stuck on the rock wall
rock wall.
in the back, like next to the parking
yeah,
lot?
by the swings.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, I got up there one time. I was like, I'm so cool, and then it was like,
Maybe because it was like skinny, like a wall, right?
yeah,
So,
not
like,
the one that's like across from like the field, but the one that's like on the
and
back
you,
side.
like straddle it.
Yeah,
you
next
get
to the
on top
nurse's
and
office.
I remember
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got up there, and then we had like your grandmother as our teacher.
Kindergarten teacher. Kayla.
Camera them. You were supposed to make sure that doesn't
Fend off
happen.
the shepherds.
I told her we'll call her a camera them because Sam Smith said we're Fisher thems. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, camera person.
Yeah. But no, the swings though, swing days.
Yes.
Let's go crazy. When we have like 2 hours of recess
That
for
was.
some reason.
I don't know what was going on. Like, why were
Would
we
we just be out
outside
there?
for so long?
Do you remember? Were you in my 4th grade class with Miss Nidek?
No, I was across the hall. Miss B,
That's unfortunate.
dude. Seth McBride cut me with scissors.
That was that year. Do you remember when he stabbed Nick Savona with the pencil lead?
I remember breaking Nick's pencil box in kindergarten. Like, he was hitting it, and then I just did it harder, and then he was like, Miss Jason, he broke my pencil box. And it was like, yo.
But yeah, like whenever we were young, like having your pencil box smashed was like the end of the world.
Yeah, you're
Like-
like, that was all I had.
I'm devastated. But like your parents are working like 60-hour weeks, like facing kidney failure, and they're
It was
just
liver for mine, but yeah.
yeah, they're trying to figure out how they can afford the next bottle.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, oh, how was your day? Yeah, fucking Logan Foskey broke my pencil box.
Yeah.
And just like just crushed.
They're worried about the election and shit. They're worried about the housing market
The
crash.
house market garage while we're in like That was about the time we were in kindergarten,
Yeah.
like 08,
Yes.
09.
Well, we were in kindergarten in, yeah, that would have been 2009. Because you were a little bit younger, but I was turning 6, and I was always like one of the first kids to turn the next age. And that was like right after school started. So yeah, it would have been 2008, 2009. God, that was a crazy time. And I hate the fact that I was talking to her uncle, and he was like, I like can note that I was conscious before the 80s. And I was like, that's a really cool like way of putting yourself on the timeline.
Yeah.
And for us, it's like, we started off the bat pretty crazy. Like, there wasn't really that much, like, there was
Yeah,
shit on the news for us. Like, a lot
Mm.
more.
I
And
don't
then they
really
just
like
kept doing it.
remember like the housing market crash though.
You don't?
No.
I sure heard about it.
No. My 5-year-old brain was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was 6 whenever, I would have been 6 in November. I remember watching it on television in my old, first of all, I already wrote this down. My first television at that Cedar Lane house was a flat screen Mitsubishi television.
The big ass one.
Yes, it was a Mitsubishi, and I remember seeing that on a car, and I was like, "Who are these people?"
And now you realize monopolies exist. and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, we got a train.
Oh, very
Loud
nice,
as shit.
very good.
Bro, I'll be outside like recording like boat stuff.
Yep.
And then like a train comes by, and like the GoPro mics aren't like this. So it's like I have to stop what I'm doing for 20 minutes.
Right, because it just does it like mic peak on the back of
You
the
can hear it.
Yeah.
Like these like have the gain, but like the GoPros don't really. Tweaking over there.
Wait till she finds a mirror.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because you talked about that
Oh,
tweaker
the
at Walmart.
tweaker.
It's the second time I've done that bit, and it didn't land, and now you get it. God.
Got it. Yeah.
Yes, the tweaker at Walmart.
But no, it's just like the rumble. You can just like hear it.
Yeah,
This probably be fine.
shaking the tripod.
Yeah. But
Man.
no, that's crazy. It's crazy thinking about it. Like going, I haven't been back to like the back of Salem in a while.
Did you ever go back after you or like whenever you were graduating? 'Cause
No, I didn't do the walk.
I think me, Nathan, and Dalen both did that, or all three of us
No.
did that rather. We went and saw, like, we went through the kindergarten, like the new building. Actually, we didn't get to go to the family center, but like the Hilltop, you know, like that's where I started my school, was over there.
Yeah, because that's where all like the kindergarten stuff
Yeah,
was.
that's where it was at first, and then it was like, I remember the teachers being so hype about getting the new building.
Mm-hmm.
That was whenever, I can't imagine how pissed off like the older kids must have been whenever they installed the indoor playground and the
Bro.
double-sided gym that could split into 4 courts. They were probably like, what?
They were still having to walk across the
I
street.
mean, during my walk, we went into what used to be Miss Honick's religion room and Miss Boatman, like all that. That's now one big open space full of 3D printers and new like it's like the kids now
Well, private
have
school funding is
the
wild.
science
Like,
program.
Where the glass in the corner is when we were in like 7th grade.
Yeah, all that, it's open now.
That's crazy.
It's open. It's one big media, like the computer room that led into the church hallway,
Mhm.
all that, like that whole wall, they just got rid of almost all of it. And now it's literally like how a shop's laid out with like all the stations and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like 4 3D, I'm like, I don't know who these new parents are, but God. But I got to see all the old teachers, and that was really cool.
Yeah, you know, I never got to see literally probably like after 3rd grade. Mr. S, Mr.
Yeah,
Schlichting.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
OG.
Yeah.
He retired though.
Well, yeah, he got like Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit unfortunate.
I thought he had cerebral palsy. I thought he had he had the
No, like memory stuff.
he did track stuff. What? I didn't
Yeah.
know he was cognitively. I thought it was always just
Yeah.
physical. He made so many jokes about it. Whenever he did chapel and stuff, he was like, "I know I talk a little slower." He always addressed it. It was so funny. And then
don't
Mr.
remember
Sawfield
that.
also retired. So did Mr. Shakel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Sawfield retired. He used to tell us stories about how he'd be like mowing his lawn at 3 a.m. Like he was one of those guys. Like he would just wake up super early.
It's a wild place,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, he quit or retired. They all deserved to. They taught our parents, dude.
Yeah, it's like Mr. S. It's not like.
Like he taught your dad
3
and Alex's dad,
generations.
and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm glad we got to see him too, because it was like we had the same teacher. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like Miss Vocal and Miss Schlechte and all them
Miss
as well.
Copel, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She taught us that a computer will never do what you don't want it to. I was like, that's so wrong.
I just remember having to do typing and have the stupid.
Oh my
Covers.
god, dude, the covers.
But honestly, because then when I went to public school, like 8th grade year, I had to because I transferred, I had to take the typing class.
Again,
Yeah, and I was typing like 100 words per minute, like fluently.
she's just dicking on these.
Bro, and yeah, like having the private school education and going to public school, like once you get into high school, it kind of evens out with
Yeah,
AP classes.
And you understand the class. Like I was telling Ella earlier about the class systems of like the private school, like kids pulling up in Teslas. That bothered me. And then you get into public school and you're like, everyone's just trying to get through.
Yeah.
And like, did you notice that as well? Even transitioning from junior high.
Yeah. Well, when I was transitioning during junior high, it was more just completely new school, so just finding friends and
Right,
stuff and
yeah.
social life.
But did you already knew some from confirmation and stuff like that too?
Yeah.
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 Those both years.
See, you didn't have to do the whole year at Concordia like I did. That was something else.
That's rough.
Dude, I couldn't stand seeing my family struggle to pay tuition and then them talking about giving kids scholarships in 8th grade to play football.
Yeah.
It's like, my father's a firefighter and he's struggling to send me to private school, and y'all are like, hey, these boys can ball. It's like, damn.
These
okay.
12-year-olds, bro.
Yes, 12 to 14-year-old kids that can just either hoop or play football or baseball or whatever. And it was like,
Yeah.
I see how it is. But that's why transitioning to public school was so nice. Because I was like, this is so much better. And everyone kind of had their own cliques, you know? Like, in private school, we didn't really get the whole, like, oh, the jock. Like, barely. It was like groups of 3. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, there was like the kids that played sports, the kids that didn't, and then the kids that ran tech during church. Like,
Tech kids, bro.
yeah. I have an OG picture of us doing. You never got to do Around the World with. You never had Mr. Bolt, because you left.
Around the
8th grade.
world.
That was like
Sounds
8th grade
familiar.
American or history class.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Anyways, we had.
definitely, well, because I took, what was it, entomology? Studied
Yes.
insects.
Yes.
I took that 7th grade.
That
so-
was great. We got to see a little
Bro,
bit
we just
more.
gotta go outside and catch bugs and then, like, suffocate them to death.
in
and then-
kill
and-
jars.
Yeah.
Mr.
Bro.
Bolt loved teaching that class, dude.
Bro, you had to go home. I asked my grandmother, like, 3 times. Because, like, how many times?
For
did I
mason
forget?
jars.
Yeah, I'm like, can I get mason jars? And
I
do you
went to my dad's old pole barn and it was like we had boxes of them.
Or, like, do you have cotton balls? And, like, what? You just use alcohol? Or you
Yes, you soak the cotton. I remember this because fucking serial killer. No, you take the cotton balls, you soak those in alcohol, and then you take the cardboard cutout,
And
poke
holes
the
in
holes
it,
through
yeah.
it, set that in the bottom, take your bug, yeah. But yeah, that was something else. And then not only after you killed them, but before rigor mortis set in, you had to
You had
pin
to
them
make
to
sure.
styrofoam and label them by their species and their measurements.
Well, because the next, because he was always like, you have to do it before rigor mortis.
Yes, you
Otherwise,
To do it. Yes,
Just
it was
like
like a
done.
regular show episode. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that was something else. But I do remember all that. And what's crazy is whenever we went back to Salem after like whenever we were graduating, it was like y'all didn't age at all. But like we went through this entire transition of like
I'm driving a car now. I
yeah,
haven't
like
driven.
I learned how to drive a stick.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, and you just like you go through that change from like 13, 14 to 18,
Mhm.
which is such a huge leap. And then these teachers are the exact same as they were and you're like
Yeah, they're still living the
nothing
same
happened
life.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see like some of the kids that you went to school with that are like were younger, like the chapel buddies, and they're like they look at you and they're like, "Yo, what's up?" And you're like, "No,
I don't.
no,
Yeah.
you're conscious and you're here and you're aware of it, but you hate the fact that you're here because you're old enough to hate it." Like, yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
more chill with the uniforms too.
Yeah, I just remember always like forgetting my belt. You have to wear the belt, bro. And it was like the.
Did you ever make a zip tie belt for school?
Not for school. You made a zip tie belt.
So many times. I hated that you couldn't turn the polo inside out, because like I would have done that. I started wearing the hoodie, the hoodies.
The Salem, bro.
Yeah.
When we were in 6th, 7th grade, once Garrett came,
Yes.
the hoodies were the shit. And
Once
getting,
Garrett came, we got to do whatever we want because they're worried about this kid. Fucking, they're worried about this kid barring out in 8th grade. So they're like, dude, y'all are fine.
I remember whenever he was looking up the blood gang sign on his computer.
And then Mr. Cato projected it to every computer in the building. So like every school, like I remember our 6th grade teacher had like his projector going, and Garrett's just on his computer, and then there's just this.
And we got our own MacBooks. Like once
Yeah.
you hit like 6th grade,
It
everyone
was
got
5th.
their own.
It was
5th grade.
Miss Dagenhart's class, or not?
Dagenhart talent.
Was it no? Yes, Dagenhart, because Dr. Gartner was the yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had computers through her. That's whenever we had to start doing that typing crap and learning how to do the computer.
Yeah.
But they gave us computers. I had YouTube and
Yeah,
all the
you
ad
do
blockers,
everything.
and we
It's
were
like-
making memes and stuff. We got to
The
post some of
memes,
those
bro.
memes. Those are so good.
No, they're horrendous. It's
Like
just shit posting from like.
who
20
was the little cartoon? We had like the little cartoon. We had like Caillou and the other one, and we always put like the deal with it glasses, the joint, and the MLG
Yeah,
hat
then
on them.
like yeah.
And then all the Shrek memes, dude, because that was really big too. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, we figured out those computers. I don't think they understood that like who they were giving. Like,
bro, giving like a 12-year-old kid full access to their
take it
personal
home. Yeah, we had kids getting gold slip for looking up shit.
Bro, you gotta like because they can look at all the history, right?
Yes.
And so like I'd always be careful. Like I would try to download like mods
Yes.
from my computer games, and I would be careful with that. And you have kids who are like discovering what porn is.
Yes, and
on
they're
their
like,
school
I'm
computer.
gonna put it on the big screen. Kids got an HDMI hooked up to the TV.
Just rapid, just instant development of everyone's brain when they see
Yes,
like
absolutely.
yeah.
I remember a specific case of someone getting caught like that. I don't know if you're familiar.
No.
We'll bleep it out. Really weird kid. Really weird.
Was that 8th grade? Or
It was 6th. He went in that little bathroom that like had the locker rooms in it.
Oh yes,
He was
I
like
do
beating off
remember
with
this.
a paper towel roll.
I remember hearing this like on the low.
Yeah, no, it was talked about for sure. But yeah, that was a crazy time. And I don't think the teachers that, like Mr. Greedle was talking about how he went to college and like learned how to use a computer for the first time, like the big old box, and like you're giving the kids
Access
way
to the
after that
internet.
the flat like what? No. Yeah, we had addicting games on there.
Addicting games.
everything. Everything was on there. And then you could find out. Yeah, did you ever try to download something and then it brought up like the Salem firewall?
And you found the password.
Oh my God, they see me. Yeah, I freaked out.
Well, because when you're on their Wi-Fi, they can see it like at
Yes,
all times.
but even at my house, it would like certain things on the web, like you can't go to Palmetto State Armory on the school computer.
So yeah, I would. You know the game Terraria?
Terraria?
Terraria.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 5th grade, I was big into it, but like on my like iPad, like
Yeah.
playing the mobile version.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mod it, right?
Yeah.
Or like download maps or something. So I figured out how to get like past the download. Because like when you try to download something, if it's like software or whatever, you know, you have to have the password.
Right.
But if I can like connect my phone, pull up the file, and like directly click and drag it
Yeah.
to my phone, it would let me do it. So I was still able to like mod like on the school
Hacker.
computer. Yeah. Felt so cool. And I remember I don't remember his name. Charlie Dupree. No, it was not Charlie Dupree. That kid is something else.
I talked to Charlie like whenever we were in high school because we were like playing Xbox once, and I was like,
I
it
remember
was a really weird time like for both him and I's families, and he was going through like a whole, I don't know, he was just mentally in a different spot than we all were, like developed wise. It was crazy.
I just remember he was cracked at Black Ops 3 Zombies.
He
Like
was just-
Shadows of Evil?
He was cracked at every game he played.
Yeah.
Same with Alec and every COD. Like whenever Modern Warfare 2
Alec was
dropped,
cracked at COD?
he was sweat like crazy. He was the only one that would carry us through S&D, dude.
Oh.
We'd be like, yo, get Alec on.
I
We're
just remember
getting our
going to
ass
his
kicked.
house and shitting on him though.
Who?
Alec?
Yeah.
And I still do that. Well, like, because my friends, like, in college now, like, we'll play, like, Black Ops, and we'll do gun games.
Yeah.
We'll do gun games, and you know how if you knife somebody, it sets them back?
Yeah.
I'll, instead of 1 setback, I'll bump it up to, like, to 3 to make it more fun. I'll get the ballistic knives, and I won't win the game until I have all of them back to 0. But I can shit on them that hard.
Luke did that all the time whenever we played COD. It pissed me off. I still have that clip of. Did you ever hear? We were playing Shipment. It was me, Nathan, Connor, and Dalen. It was like 2v2 gun game, or it was gunfight.
Yeah.
And Connor's like yelling at Dalen or whatever. And he's like, let me talk. And then Dalen's like, no, you shut the fuck up, you fat fucking liberal. Because Connor was
Coming from
very like liberal at the time.
Was that in high school?
I think it was like COVID times, like during that Call of Duty. I have plenty of clips of like Luke freaking out,
Yeah.
all that. It was so good.
That's amazing. You just go Xbox clip that?
Yes. No, I wouldn't say that. I would just
Oh, record.
home screen record last whatever.
Yeah.